do want to get to. I just want to give you an update here on where we're at with John. John's up here along the Peace River on the Port Charlotte side, and you can see the edge of the eye wall, the northern eye wall there of Hurricane Ian as it's slowly moving off to the north-northeast at 10 miles per hour. For hours now, John's shot has been extremely active. The heavy rain has continued here between Punta Gorda and Port Charlotte all morning long, and inside the rain bands that he has been facing this morning, we have had tropical storm force gusts. As the afternoon and I guess late morning, I should say, on 8/17 progresses, the winds are going to pick up, and eventually we will have to move John to safety, but it's going to be a couple of hours. But it gives you an idea of what we're experiencing here under some of those heavier rain bands. Let's show you a live look here from the Charlotte Harbor, and you can see the heavy rain. You don't see very far off in the distance because it is just a blanket of showers as they continue to wrap around. They're wrapping around so quickly that there is no lightning with these right now between Port Charlotte and Cape Coral. Simply moving too fast, tropical systems, you don't get a lot of lightning there with the rain bands that are between the eye of the hurricane and the extreme outer bands. So it's the wind and the constant rain that we are going to continue to be facing here. And right now, as we look at the radar, this stretches anywhere from Inglewood, Rotunda, so pretty much all of Cape Hayes, across the Myakka and Peace Rivers, right here into Punta Gorda. As you drop south along Burnt Road into the Cape, you've also got some really heavy rain just north of our studios here in Fox 4. The line you see here, that is Pine Island Road. And to the south and the western parts of the Cape, we've got a little bit of a break, but that rain band continues right across Page Field. This is Cleveland Avenue. You got I-75, Colonial, and MLK. And with that rain band whipping around, that's where we're seeing the training of the showers and thunderstorms. The longer those rain bands sit in place, those are the locations we watch for localized flooding and flood advisories and warnings, and that's where we're starting to get in trouble. You remember with Elsa, last year in July, we saw a rain band right over the Cape that stretched up along Eleanor Avenue just north of Inglewood and Northport, where we saw 12 in the Cape, up to 18 inches that fell in 12 hours. And while the rainfall amounts haven't been all that high for a tropical system, they are continuing to mount up, and now we're going to start adding higher wind to it as the core of that hurricane starts to get a little closer. Let me show you exactly how far distance-wise we are here from the beginning of the eye wall of Hurricane Ian. I'm going to get the little measuring tool here. So John is right here in Port Charlotte, right on the edge of that tornado watch box, and as we draw it to the south, you can see the most intense part of that eye wall about, we'll just call it 40 miles away. Now, from the center of the storm out, the hurricane force winds go 40 miles in either direction. So we have a core of hurricane force winds that stretch some 80 miles. The tropical storm force winds with this system, 175 from center in either direction. So that's 350 miles of tropical storm force winds. And real quick to the south, same tool, same measuring tool, Elise, which we saw a while ago, fighting the wind and rain from the core of the hurricane, is a little closer, about 30 miles away. But just as quickly as that rain band moved through, it lifted to the north into parts of the Cape and Matlacha. And that's going to be the ball game here as we go throughout the next couple of hours. Rain bands pick up with frequency and they pick up in intensity. For now, I want to send it back over to Chris and Amy to continue our coverage here of this very dangerous hurricane.